Stop recording video. Dim. Stop recording video. Button.
Thank you. Those cookies were really good. Can we? That was delightful. Thank you so much. That was delightful. Can we do?
Your ear is better than
Can we do one more with some better harmonies this time so Todd can record it?
What? Wait, what's going on here?
What do you mean?
Oh my gosh, hold on. We have to Instagram this.
Yes, we're gonna.
Yes. For sure. Put your face close to it.
Is it okay if we do something? Who did this? Carol, this is so sweet.
Carol.
Look at this. This is amazing.
Carol.
This looks like these are the colors of Beverly Hills 90210. And I live. The agency is over there, so that's totally cool. Can we do one thing? So I'm an only child, and my mother has not called or anything at all.
She's in a different time zone, right? I'm just defending mothers everywhere.
That's
Obviously,
it.
she's more than an hour.
Look, she gave a lot to give birth to you.
And I gave a lot putting up with her.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Oh, but wait, I forgot that we don't get any signal.
Yeah, there's no signal in there.
Maybe that's why
She's
she's...
trying to call. You said you weren't going to call her. She called me.
Oh, that's true. That's right. I'm not going to call... Okay, I'm not calling her. Mom always does this to me.
You know,
She never...
She's probably celebrating the death of Elvis. She's mourning, and then she'll celebrate.
My
you.
mom liked Yanni. She didn't like Elvis.
I would celebrate the death of Yanni.
Terrible.
My mom likes Led Zeppelin and Yanni.
That's a great album. I have that.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? My mom, when she had ovarian cancer, she went in to go get surgery, and before she did the surgery, they said, "What music do you want?" And so she goes, "Where is my son?" And I'm like, "Here I am, Mom. I've got the CDs." And then I go, "Well, Mom, what?" Because ovarian cancer, I don't know if you know, that's a bad one. Like, that's really bad. And I honestly didn't know if she was gonna make it. But then I remembered, oh wait, my mom's going to live forever. No, I mean that in a good way. She really will live forever. She's super, super healthy. She's been through so much in life, but she's totally gonna live forever. So we're sitting there, and she's looking through the albums, and you know the anesthesia's kicking in, and she goes, "Come here, son." And I'm like, "Okay, what music do you want?" She goes, "Led Zeppelin, son." So we put on Zeppelin's like Zozo or whatever, and she rocked out to that.
Wow.
That's awesome.
While they did the surgery and removed her ovaries. So
I thought she was going to make you sing.
yeah,
Come here, son. Sing to me in my ear.
Sing a whole lot of love, son.
That's not. I don't like that one. Another.
Stay away, son. Stay away. But
Negada de vida.
that's right. That's right.
One more time. Now she's German.
So we are on this lovely panel with Veronica and Eric and birthday cakes. Why does the sugar get more cheer? So here's what we have to do, because this deliciousness. Listen, I don't have time to be in a sugar coma. I have work. So I will have some, but I think we all have to have some.
Yeah,
Everyone.
people can come up after the panel and eat it.
But you guys want some?
Oh,
Yeah?
right, no, not
Not
I
right
can't
now.
even, I just have some sugar in my coffee. It's not really a good
Eric?
time for me.
Well, I
Right
will have a
after.
tiny piece with you to celebrate.
Yes,
All right, I'll
okay.
take a
So
tiny
we'll do it near
Tiny,
the end.
tiny.
Yeah, near the
Near
end.
the end we'll
I
do
think
it.
I can be more responsible in my answers.
Yeah, there we
Less
go.
sugar.
How many people love these folks right here? Oh my God. I don't know if there's a place on the planet where you can go and say Pokemon and people don't know exactly what you're talking about, right? I think it's Pokemon, Mario, and Mickey. Those are the three biggies, right? And actually, yeah, we're all part of the Pokemon world, yeah. But these guys, it's awesome. I mean, I have, for me, so with Pokemon, did you guys, so you worked on it with Tom, right? Or
No.
Tom? 4 kids.
No.
We were in the
way
first
before,
8 years.
Yeah, way
Okay.
before time.
when 4Kids had the show.
Okay. And so, what's going on? I mean, do you guys still go up there to do other projects with 4Kids, or is 4Kids, what's going on with them? I don't. The whole New York scene is like what?
Yeah, neither of us live in New York anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
That's true.
Yeah,
but do you go up there because you have your legend of being?
Konami bought 4Kids and now they're 4K Media.
Okay.
They own the Yu-Gi-Oh property and one other property that they're doing up there. But I work remotely from Nashville. I don't ever leave my state except when I'm doing conventions.
And they let you. They're like, hey, he's Eric. We can do.
Well, since I directed so many of the shows, they send me the stuff and say, direct yourself, engineer it, send us back the final stripes, and we'll drop it.
Isn't that great?
It is, because I like to dub without pants on, and that way no one is around.
But then we don't get to see your different boxer selections.
Yeah, well, that's in the behind the scenes of the DVDs.
Literally the behind.
Yes.
I see where you're going.
I actually once said that in one of the behind the scenes. I think it was like the first Pokemon movie. I said it with a straight face. I said, "Well, I don't wear pants when I dub." And for like the next year at conventions, people were like, "So do you really not wear pants when you dub?" I was like, "You watched it that far, A, and also, no, I was kidding. So now I have to make sure I do wear pants. I actually wear 2 pairs of pants when I dub.
Because you don't clean. Is that the? You don't want to sit down anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know who's been in the booth before me, even though I work in my own place.
Yeah. Now, Veronica, do you do a lot of remote recording or traveling to record, or what do you tell me about your recording gigs that you?
I work in LA now. We've lived there for a year. I did bring some work with me that I record at home or in other studios in Los Angeles. But as far as 4Kids goes, for that I would have to be there, and I don't travel really for work. Rena's in school. We travel for conventions, but I don't really travel far for work,
Gotcha.
except for stuck in traffic in LA.
My God, isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Like sometimes, so maybe you've heard of the 405. That is, Mike, isn't it? So when you're coming, so let's say you're coming from the Valley, from Burbank, and you're trying to pick up the 405 going south. There's a curve, so you don't really see how extensive it is till you get a lot closer to it, and you realize, it's just solid. It's a river of metal.
But in
It's just
Los
shiny and chrome.
Angeles, the traffic is stopped, and then suddenly it just starts going again. Maybe that's the same everywhere. I'm not sure, but
Not in Atlanta.
Horrible.
Never drive in Atlanta. I don't live in Atlanta, but I almost decided I was never going to do a con there again because it's like there's like a loop that just goes around and around and around, and no one can ever get off. It's like a traffic circle from hell.
It's
like in that Doctor Who episode.
It's like in that movie, Freddy's Dead, where the kids keep going around and they keep coming right back to the house. They can't ever.
I think that was shot in Atlanta.
One time for Freddy Krueger, so I hadn't seen all the movies, and so what I did was I bought all of them. So this is the entrepreneurial, young, stupid brain of mine. When I was a little kid, I'm thinking, I'll make $1. And I was like, Todd, that's idiotic. What are you doing? This is older Todd telling younger Todd this. That's a stupid idea. So what I did was, I knew Halloween was coming up. October, it happens every year, same time. And so around August, I went online and I bought all of the Freddy Krueger movies. And I binge watched them all, because I hadn't seen them all yet. And then when September came around, I threw it on eBay right around Halloween season, and I made back everything I paid for it and more.
But then you were too afraid to leave the house, so you didn't really.
And I never slept again.
Yeah, I know. That seems like a terrible idea.
But that was
Way
like
to go.
that was like the little kid brain thing, and
All right, if I buy all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies and I watch them right before Halloween, I can sell them and make my money back.
and it totally worked.
And did you charge more? So did you actually?
I got $10 more than what I paid
There you go.
for it.
That's
He
smart.
signed them as Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Freddy tripped down the
Krueger Esquire.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So for you guys, you still loving LA?
I'm just getting used to it.
Okay. So do you have a favorite eatery? Do you have LA's got great food? Like, do you have a favorite spot that you like to eat at?
Well, it's not my kitchen because we barely unpack things even
Sure.
in a year, so
But it's
that's
obviously
unfortunate.
not anything that's drive-through,
No, not drive-through.
because you would never get there.
Oh, in Larchmont, there's a great Louise's pasta place,
Ooh.
and the ice cream place right next door, Salt and Straw. If you ever go there, you go to Larchmont. You can actually get out of your car and walk around, which you can't really do in LA, and the food is really good, and you can pick it up.
Okay.
You can get it to go. They have the best ice cream.
Oh yeah? Delicious.
A little too good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you frequent there? Do you have a punch card? Or you're like,
I don't think they have a punch card. They just know, because we come in the door and each time we're just a little bit bigger.
okay, I like it.
Yeah, because we're eating a lot and we don't walk enough to walk it off. The worst, yeah, that's the bad thing. If you get ice cream and then you get in your car and you're eating it, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of
Yeah, absolutely.
exercising while you eat it
Absolutely.
to negate the calories. Do you have a favorite place?
Well, you know, I love, when I travel, that's my thing, is I love going to unique spots to eat. And so, man, the Valley, like Burbank, there's great food everywhere in LA.
Right.
But there's like this one breakfast spot that I go to like 3 or 4 times a week, or there's a couple like lunch spots I'll go to. I'll get my assistant to go get us the food and all this kind of stuff from this one Thai place that's right in Burbank called Gala Thai that is really awesome. And yeah, it's so good. Everything's so
I'd like to go back and to get my assistant to get it. That's what I'd like to get. Do you get one of those when you move to LA? Because I haven't gotten one yet.
No.
And I think I could really use one to unpack my apartment, get me some stuff.
So if you want to sign up for that,
I need an assistant.
She needs an intern.
move to
LA is not my LA, okay?
But,
I want that. That
so-
sounds good.
She's great. She's a lot of fun. But she
doesn't work full time, right? Like maybe she has time to help me out. Let's talk later.
Okay, yeah. It's just like 15 hours a week.
Out.
So Eric, what about you? I mean, I don't know Nashville all that well.
Yeah, I live in Nashville. I'm originally from Brooklyn.
Yeah, so I
Not
love.
from New York, but Brooklyn. But yeah, no, I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and yeah.
And when you moved out there, were you like, okay, it's gonna take some getting used to with this food? Or were you like, I love this food?
Well, the thing about the food in Nashville is if it's not fried, then it is. It's like they even, like chicken fried chicken, fried chicken steak fried, stuff like that. So you've got to be, and we're a driving community like LA, but our rush hour is from 4:30 to 6:30 because you need to leave work early to get home to eat dinner with your family in Nashville, and then 8 to 9, and that's it. So everyone's like, man, the traffic is terrible. I'm like, leave at 9:30, or it's so much traffic getting home. Leave at 6:30. You'll be, and then there's no one on the road. But because we're driving around so much, and we're eating fried food, then you need to have elastic waistband jeans. That's definitely what you have to have. But yeah, no, I love it. I mean, and there's great food there too.
Great barbecue.
Oh yeah, good barbecue, good fried chicken.
Now, hopefully, you guys caught Eric's concert that he did yesterday. Where he was playing some of his groovy music. I love the lyrics that you write.
Thanks.
Did you find that how much when you moved to Nashville, like what was the percentage of your musical prowess? Like, did it just go ba-na-na-na and it just grew and grew and grew, or
Like a video game.
Yeah.
Just went up.
As far as like getting there, being around the people that do this, where you guys are making music all the time,
Right.
and you guys are collaborating all the time.
Well, if you've never been to Nashville, it's one of the last genres of music. Obviously, I'm not a country music guy, but it's Music City. It's filled with songwriters because in country music, many of the artists don't write their own songs, even if they put their name on it. They don't write their own songs. So songwriters are sort of like they're the heroes there. They're the people that everybody comes to. So everybody's writing songs to pitch to artists. So you make appointments with other people to do writing appointments, like to say, hey, let's get together tomorrow morning and write a song. And being in New York and playing music, it'd be like I'd write a song every couple of weeks or whatever. If I oh, we need some new material, I better do this. But when it's part of your day-to-day, you write all the time. The minute I moved to Nashville, I think in the first 2 months I had written 30 songs. And it was crazy because I would just get up and write. I'd write every day. Not everything was good, but I'd write every day and then also make appointments. And you make an appointment, it's like a date. Say hey Todd, I just met you. You seem like a good guy. I know you're a musician. And Todd is also a very talented singer-songwriter as well. You didn't get to see him this weekend, but he's also very talented. And I say, hey Todd, we should get together and write. Now maybe he's been recommended by another friend or whatever. I've never heard him. I've never seen him. It's like dating, and then you sit in a room together, and you're like, so what do you got? I don't know. What you got? How's the weather? Great. And sometimes you talk about that, and sometimes you go, I have this one line. Hey, that's really good. I got this one chord progression I've been working with. Hey, this might work with this. And then you write a song, and then you make an appointment 2 days later to finish it. And so the pressure, it's like, well, I better be focusing on this stuff. So it's amazing. And we have writers' nights. So if the three of us were in a writers' night, this is a very Nashville thing. We might not know each other, but we're booked for an hour together on stage. I play a song, she plays a song, he plays a song, I play a song. We do like that one song each. Sometimes, hey, that's kind of cool, I'm gonna sing harmonies with this. That's not, I got the chorus, I see what you're doing. Or let me play some lead with you, that's kind of neat. And you kind of know what you're gonna play, because everybody's got their really popular song that they know that the crowd's gonna like. But the other part of it is, you don't know what you're gonna play. I might play something about being on the road, and then Veronica goes, you know, that reminds me, I have a song that's like that, and it's like passing the baton, so it's very organic, and it's really neat. So if you ever get a chance to go to Nashville, don't just go see like the big artist that's playing at the amphitheater. Go to the writers' nights and listen to songwriters. It's really neat.
But as far as creativity goes, that's always recommended that you work on your art, whatever it is, whatever your talent is every day. Like you set your office or your studio hours to work on that, whether you draw every day or you write a story every day or somehow you work on it for a set amount of time, even if you have no idea what you're going to do.
Right.
And so it really does pay off in this way.
Do you remember, you know, that Steve Martin is a fantastic banjo player, right? Have you ever seen Steve Martin play banjo, right? So Steve Martin has a collection of antique banjos, and he had them put away. They were in storage, basically. And he stopped playing for years. Because, I mean, you know, he's a movie star, right? And he said, you know what? I'm not playing them because they're not out and about. So he put one in every room. And what happened that year? He won a Grammy for Best Instrumental Album on banjo. Because he played everywhere. So I always have a guitar on a stand somewhere. You know, oh, morning coffee? Oh, let me just play a little bit here. You know, things like that. And that's it. If it's always around, you know, then you're going to try to perfect your craft and you get better.
Luckily, he didn't play grand piano or harp.
Right, exactly. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, well, he's a wild and crazy guy. So,
Or cowbell.
Yes.
luckily.
Are we gonna talk to these? Are they gonna take questions? What do you want to do, Todd?
I like to talk to you guys.
No, I know. I liked that. That was good. I felt like it was like the Todd Havercorn show. Like, you know.
I love it.
Coming up next, Todd talks to.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. 78 degrees, WNBC.
Now, you guys would watch this if it was a show, right? If Todd had his own show.
Yeah.
But only if we were his guests all the time.
Yeah, every time.
We'd have to always be on.
You'd have to have your sidekicks. I mean, we'd be there for bits and stuff like that. But
Our bits could be better than this. I mean, if we knew we were bitting.
We just got to get Billy West involved.
Oh, yeah.
Forget it, it'd be over then. I couldn't, he'd do my part.
Yes,
And
exactly.
then at the end of every show, we'd have a piece of birthday cake. And by the end of that year, that same birthday cake will be hard as a rock.
That's right, you just freeze it.
That's right. That's right.
Every day is a birthday.
Would you guys have questions for these cats over here? Or I'll take a couple, some shrapnel questions.
Happy birthday, Todd!
Oh,
Ruben!
that's so nice.
Ruben! Yes, good to see you, sir. Yeah, absolutely. You come on up here.
You can sit
Come
with us.
on.
Oh, okay.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Hey, guys, if you want to know this is Guinness World Record of a guy who has died the most times in entertainment. I'm not, Ruben, right there.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, it's not official at the but I feel confident making that claim.
Wow.
He's
Well, it's good to see you alive.
If you don't know Ruben's resume, which you all should, Avatar, Pirates of the Caribbean, Spider-Man, Ant-Man,
Scott Pilgrim.
Last of Us, all these huge, like he's the guy, he's the go-to guy. When we walked through, one time we walked through Best Buy looking at the martial arts movies, he's like, oh yeah, Donnie Yen making it, oh yeah, my buddy, blah, 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 Jackie Chan. And I'm like, well dude, hook it up. Why aren't we picking out these movies and watching them?
You know, I know stage combat too, so
There we
should
go.
work together. I don't mean fake fighting. I mean on screen.
Oh, I got a microphone, wow.
Yeah.
So, as soon as you guys are done here, come join me, because I'm actually teaching a little stage fighting class just down the hall. So, when you're done here, just throwing it out there.
All right, all right.
fans.
I gotta go
went in,
set up for it
22
right now.
came out.
All
Okay.
right, good luck.
It's just the Salon G.
Salon G.
Sorry to
Salon.
help your panel,
Or
from my
Solange.
panel, but
Hey,
just
Ruben,
saying.
do you want some cake?
still
I
on?
mean, it's all
He's
organic.
slimming.
You know, I'm kind of a sugar-free guy. Unless it's non-GMO and organic, I can't.
It actually says happy non-GMO birthday, Todd.
Say
Perfect.
So
Grass-fed and grass-fed cows.
think about it.
All right.
All right.
All right. I will.
Ruben is awesome, guys. So go check out his panel. Thank you.
Okay,
All right,
questions
birthday boy,
you
you-
get to choose.
you
because
get
it's
to
your
choose,
day,
birthday boy,
Todd.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, who's got a question? And hopefully, who's got a really like fabulous question that they've never heard asked at a panel before? Oh, I'm seeing a symmetrical question coming from you. Are you confident in it?
I am confident.
You're super confident. If I were to take that question and say like, if I don't like your question, I'm gonna lift up this thing and the scorpion's gonna come out and get you. You would be confident like I wouldn't lift up this thing.
Her brother got her into Pokemon and other anime, so I think she can
When I
be
was
trusted.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Where's the microphone, Ninja?
we don't have you.
Oh, Chris is on
Do
it.
you mind?
I was, Todd, you were doing such a great job.
Come on over.
No, man, we gotta
No,
see you.
no,
do
we
your
need
thing.
to, that we can.
You gotta see me strut.
We want to see Chris use his biceps with the microphone.
Oh, somebody over there who has a
Just want to
question.
tell us what questions we have here.
I'll go here.
Yes.
When you are developing your characters,
Yes.
I know that the characters are given to you, but how many of your characters are based off of people that you know?
Everyone is my mother.
I think Todd would say the same.
That's right. Son. Fire Dragon Roa Son. So I guess with the where I find that I pull characters from my life are with audiobooks. You know, because there's so many characters that we're doing. And so like I'll have 4 women that I'm doing in a chapter. And so I need to
0, 21. Help, stop recording video.
It's my birthday! Come on!
Did you see how quick
They're offended because I didn't say 5.
I know, exactly. All right, next time it's 5.
But you're doing like 4 different women voices in a chapter, and you have to be able to pull like where they're gonna come from. So like one is like my Aunt Hong, one is like my Aunt Nok, one is my mom, and one is my grandma Bak Hu Mai. So it's like these are all Vietnamese women, but stuff like that. I mean, you guys do that too, right? You pull from family.
I actually don't. When I'm prepping a character for an audiobook, I think about what they look like and kind of, I don't know, how they move, whatever, and then I make the voices more tonal. So if I've gone through the book and I know there's maybe 5 main women, then I choose who's going to be higher or lower in between, and I kind of put them there. But I do get a lot of inspiration from being on the subway or walking and listening to people's voices in the grocery store. I kind of catalog those things away, and then I use them later.
So you're like the collector from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm a vocal hoarder, actually.
Yeah, all
I
your
have it all
Infinity
in
Stone
there.
voices.
That's
you're
right.
collecting.
And then they pop
You are
out.
the Thanos of
Yes,
audiobooks.
thank you. Thank you so much.
I definitely use, I wouldn't say that they're all family members, but definitely people I know. I mean, I was talking about this the other day, that when I was playing James, you know, I went to private school as a kid, and we played sports against like even, you know, snootier private schools. Our private school was like, we dressed like this, and then we'd play the ones in sports that had like the blue blazers and the khaki pants and stuff like that. And so I knew a lot of guys that talk like that. And so so as obnoxious as James could be that way, I was like, oh, I'm totally, and I use this, no one's gonna know this unless they're from New York, but Dalton is like the snootiest, you know, private school around that we used to play. So I always think of James as going to Dalton. But then also, you know, one thing I did like to do was when I got to do Viva Pinata, one of the video games is terrible.
Viva Pinata!
But the show, when I got to direct the show, and there was one episode where Fergie's mother needed to be cast, and it's the same animation as Fergie, so this is Fudge Hog, it's whatever that is, and
Fudge Hog, that's a move down on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Right, exactly. And so I was like, since I was directing it, I said, hey, can I play Fergie's mom? And they were like, but Fergie's mom is a woman. And I said, yeah, but I got to play Fergie's mom because Fergie was basically like Woody Allen meets Jerry Lewis. Everybody's like, hey, yeah, I'm the Clavin, right? And I was like, so if that's Fergie, then I need to be his mother. And of course, when I was talking like this, I was like every one of my aunts from Long Island. It's like, Eric, you look so good, you've grown so much, and they pulled the cheek, and then somebody had like a tissue tucked into their sleeve, and they would lick it and then wipe your face with it, and I'm like, oh my God. So that was inspiration on like that whole side of the family. So yes, I've definitely done that, or you know, whatever, just you know people, but you don't want to always reveal your sources. I do know that Wayne Grayson plays Joey as his brother. He's like, oh, I'm totally playing my brother, but he doesn't know that. But now he does.
The next question.
Yes, go.
Yes.
Go ahead, Todd. Pick him.
Hi, Todd. I just want to say
whoa.
happy birthday.
Thank
I was
you.
wondering, out of all of the characters you've played, did you get emotionally attached to any of them?
Do I get emotion? You know,
To characters?
to the characters, yeah. For me, I got really attached to the show D. Gray Man. Because I was, the way that show came about is kind of similar to what Eric was talking about yesterday in terms of being around the studio and stuff like that. A guy was coming down the hall, and he came up to me and he goes, I'd love you to direct this show. It's called D. Gray Man. It's 100 episodes, blah, 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 blah. And then I said, sure, I'll do it. Sabat was the guy that approached me. And then as I'm leaving, he goes, oh yeah, I want you to be the lead in it too. And so I got to cast that show from the beginning, and I got to be with that show all the way through, almost all the way through to the end, and I got busy with another show, and I had to be taken off that. But one of my favorite memories from working on that show is auditioning people for it. So at the studio that we did it at, the door was locked, and my thumbprint hadn't been scanned onto the door yet. And so I had to wait for the engineer to show up. So the engineer was always 10 minutes late. Always. Without fail. This dude, I promise you, will be late, truly, to his own funeral. Yeah. And so I'm sitting outside waiting. And, you know, because I'm kind of like an unassuming dude, and I just kind of hang out and look around and observe and, you know, pick ticks off people or whatever. And so I'm sitting there waiting, and a guy comes in, and I won't tell you who this guy is because you will know who if I tell you. He comes in, and he was very cocky gentleman, and he didn't know me very well, and he didn't know I was directing the show. So he sits down, and he's like, are they in there? I'm like, no, I just like to sit on the stairs of the studio for my health. Oh! And so I said, no, they're not there yet. And he goes, sometimes you have to knock loudly. Now keep in mind, I have worked at this studio for many years at this point. But I'm just like, oh, I have to knock loud. I tried that. He goes, yeah. He goes, you work at Funimation? I was like, yeah, a bit. And at this point, so they rank the actors in terms of how many hours they log at Funimation, man and woman. I was the highest ranked actor for booth hours for 5 years in a row, so I know Funimation. But this guy's like, do you work at Funimation? I'm like, yeah, a little bit. And he goes, I do too, I'm always there, I'm always recording. Now, I know that's a lie because I'm always there recording, and I never see this guy. And so I'm just sitting there letting him talk, and he's like, yeah, it's an okay gig, you know, I don't mind coming in and doing it. And he's just talking. And so he's basically making it sound like he is honoring us by showing up for this audition and for the show. And so I'm texting the engineer. I said, do not make reference to the fact that I'm directing the show or anything when you get here. And so as he comes up, he just says, hi guys, come on in. And so at this point, the guy's told me, you know, oh, the fish was this big. He's telling me these huge stories about directing, about being in the booth. And he's building himself up. And so we get in, and then everyone comes in. At this point, there's a crowd of people waiting to get in, because, again, he's late. And so we come in, and everyone's getting settled, and then I scurry off to the back room, and I come back with binders. And I'm like, hi guys, I'm producing and directing this show that you're auditioning for today. And out of the corner of my eye, I see him go. And so, even with that, I still cast him, because he was right for the role. So that's the other thing, is like sometimes you work with people that you may not like their guts. Like I was saying yesterday, you crack them open, you look at their guts and go, I hate these. But I still cast him because he was right for the part. And so I still did that, begrudgingly, but I still did.
Word to the wise, watch what you say.
That's right. It was so great. It was delicious. It was incroyable to see him talk all this about how awesome he was, and then he had no clue who I was in the whole scheme of this thing. And so it was pretty funny.
I'm gonna pick up on the end of the story because I didn't even think of this because it has nothing to do with animation, but watch what you say because you never know who you're speaking to. So I was on a tour, music tour, and I was looking for a venue with my tour manager and I were looking for this giant venue in a town where everything was named after the same person. It was like the Abraham Lincoln Auditorium, and like there were like 5 different Abraham Lincoln things, right? Which would mean it would just being like
you were
Illinois.
in Lincoln?
Yeah, something like that, right?
Nebraska?
So we're driving, looking for this place, and we can't find it. We pull onto this college campus because, like, the GPS is telling us that the Abraham Lincoln whatever thing is there.
Was Abraham Lincoln's voice in the GPS?
You'd think that would be great, right? Right? Get ready to turn left. And so we see these guys loading equipment into a venue, and I rolled down my window and I said, "Excuse me, but we're looking for the Abraham Lincoln, auditorium. Is this the one?" And the guy looks at us and goes, "No. This is like the Abraham Lincoln Theater. What you want, you got to go up the road, boom, make a left, boom, make a right, boom, make a left. There you go." And I was like, wow, that was incredibly rude. Like, wow, okay, thank you. And so we drive to this huge, huge stadium, right? So I'm playing this big, big show. I'm in my dressing room. I get, "Eric Stewart, please come to the stage for sound check." I walk out of my dressing room, and who is pushing the catering cart towards my dressing room? That guy. And he said, "Excuse me, can you tell me which way Eric Stewart?" And I said, "My dressing room? You make a left, boom, make a right, boom, make a left." And he looked at me, and he was white as this tablecloth. And I said, "Look, man," I said, "I understand." I said, "I'm not mad at you. And I like what you got on the chart, but I'm not mad at you. But always remember who you're speaking to, and don't treat people like they're beneath you, because one day they're going to be your boss. So here's your example of that is like, you were nice enough to cast that person. I could have had this guy thrown out of the venue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, so always be aware of that and treat people with respect, because you never know. So yeah, there you go.
Right on. Veronica, you pick a human soul.
Oh yeah, I'll take you right here.
Give us life in question.
Go ahead.
Well, I do have a question for you, Veronica.
Okay. That's why I picked you.
Well, the thing is, since Funimation dubbed the last 2 seasons of Slayers, how does it feel to be back as Amelia?